This your boy T-Paul. This the New Solution Radio podcast show. And if it ain't AGELREEFE and the family, I'ma keep saying it till I get tired. Overstand, leg up.
Yo, another round of applause. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. We back. Hey, welcome to the show. You know what I'm saying? There we go. Yeah. As we always do, I'm your host, T-Pope, and I got
his co-host, Lady Red, of course.
and this is the Solution
Radio
podcast show. You know what I'm saying? So we live and direct. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of things popping off. You know what I'm saying? So Red, talk to me. Tell me what's going on.
Man, nothing. Getting these artists together, T-Pope, trying to get stuff together on locations and running around. But we definitely got to keep this Solution Radio podcast show. We've been having a big buzz since last year. So this is new year, more and better things coming through.
I know it's some things that you been working on lately with some modeling. I see it's some modeling things you got going on.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Out to the models out there. So let's talk about that for a hot second. Let's get some of that out there. I want to get the juicy topic. You know what I'm saying? We want to get the juice topic right here on the Solution Radio.
Well, shout out to my girls, the White Haired Dolls, and my girl Kiki out in Georgia. You know, we doing our thing. It's a lot of us on there. I'm the assistant director to the White Haired Dolls, and we've got a lot of things coming on. Definitely keep Kiki and Yaki and them in your prayers. They had a recent death in the family, so we had to change our photo shoot that we had going on. So that's why I'm able to tap in with you guys today on that. But we have a lot of things going on. I have another magazine that's coming out pretty soon. So you're going to see it on another cover. Shout out to Fashion Illustrated. I'm part of Maxim magazine. If you guys, I know the men are familiar with Maxim magazine. It's been out for years, like Playboy magazine. So if y'all go vote for me on that daily, top prize is $100,000. And I'm in the top. So ain't no but God on there, T-Pope.
I know that's right. Hey, well, go get the money. Go get that money on. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, go get the money on. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, get that money. So, you know what I'm saying? With the modeling and everything that you do, I know you do a lot. You do a lot of work for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I know you work closely with AGE, which I'm a part of the company also, but you know, we want to get some more insight from you because you are the head woman in charge that be running the show. You know what I'm saying? I see Mr. Stokes in the backstage. You know what I'm saying? He give me that eye, but I want to hear from you.
I won't be here without TE. You know.
I mean, you know.
Being the only woman in charge deal with all these knucklehead men, you know, and some of the other women, but being the boss lady, I'm used to. I've always been somebody's boss since 8th grade, so I either been the youngest, the only woman, or the only black. So it is what it is. I just give all grace to God. You know, without him, none of this would be possible, you know. And then I had the family. So it's a lot of hard work, but Mr. Stokes backs us up. Shout out to him. He's also a sponsor of the Solution Radio along with myself, you know, and he helps us out 110%. He goes above and beyond. And then, you know, shout out to you, T-Pope, you know, for holding it down for us at AGE in Huntsville. So shout out to you for being our Huntsville, you know, CEO. Let me change that, C Corp, the only C Corp. That's the power of it, you know, with AGE and Empire, because we are up under Mr. Gaza himself and his team today. This Empire, the record label for distribution. So I'm able to handle a lot of contracts and stuff for people and be on the lookout for the Red Zone coming back this year. You're going to see a lot of celebrity artists and mainstream artists and everybody doing interviews. So we've been doing a lot, you know.
Indeed.
TV, Big Weed. You know, I got you guys. I got to support y'all. Y'all my family. I don't forget about y'all. You know, I've definitely got some films coming up. So I definitely want the Big Weed family in there. Hint. I know he's probably gonna be laughing, but he gonna be in there. I got a role for him, and then strong. All of them gonna be. They're gonna be in there. They gonna laugh at me. But yeah, including you.
Hey, I'm with it. You know, I'm with it. So, you know what I'm saying? With all of that going on, this is Black History Month. They can't give us this month, this, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to celebrate. This is Black History Month. And amongst everything that we're doing out here, you know what I'm saying? I feel proud to have everybody on the stage, you know what I'm saying? Feel proud of the skin that you're in, you know what I'm saying? All the time, not just part of the time, not just some of the time, but all the time. You understand what I'm saying? That's my little drop in for the day on, you know, some.
Right. So since we're rolling back on Black History Month, we going strong. What is our topic on this series for our growth movement? What we talking about tonight?
We got some interesting things to talk about. You know, of course, we got the Big We on. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the Big We. I'm a senior ambassador along with OG Capone, Mr. Strong, and Mr. Stokes. You know what I'm saying? We want to talk about some, you know, blood, money, power. You know what I'm saying? It's a multitude of questions. It's a multitude of things. Some secrets finna come out right here on the show. So you might as well go get your popcorn, get your snacks, go get your vittles or whatever you need to do, because tonight some stuff finna come out tonight. I don't know what. I couldn't tell you what, but from what I was told backstage, yeah, it's that type of night.
Yeah. Well, let's bring it on. Let's bring out our first one on the guest, my favorite OG Capone in the building.
OG Capone in the building. Welcome to the stage.
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing, man? I would like to represent, I'm OG Capone from the Lucy Radio podcast, from the Big We Global Community and Unity, ambassador. Glad to be on the show with the power couple, Michelle Young and Mr. Bob Pope. You know what I'm saying? Also, I like to, the guests that we about to come on, as they come on, we just get into the, just like I said, blood, money, power. I'm curious myself, you know what I'm saying? I most definitely got some questions there about, the John F. Kennedy assassination, that's what we're on today,
Yeah. All right.
That's deep. That's deep.
Well, who else do we got coming on here today?
You got Strong in the building. You know what I'm saying, man? Hey, ambassador, senior ambassador Strong in the building. You know, the Big We Global. You know what I'm talking about? Ripping that thing to the world blow. You feel me?
What's happening? Peace and blessings, baby. You know how we do it. Global domination. We taking over. We coming together. We killing all falsehoods. If you ain't with the truth, get out the way. We rolling stuff in 2025. Solution Radio. We coming with the truth. Myth busters, whatever you want to call it, man. We having them conversations don't nobody want to have. Uniting the people, using the power of the people, using the power of our diversity, all inclusive, as long as you believe in the movement.
That's right. I need to put your words on the shirt. Shoot. We put the words on the shirt. So I make sure I put Big We on there. Y'all know when I put on the shirt, it may be showing in television and everything.
You know what I'm talking about?
You don't never know.
And let's see who else we got on here. Bringing up our very own president, CEO, AGE, Mr. Billy Stokes.
Billy Stokes to the building. In the building. We caught you at a bad time. You was in there snacking.
We caught him off
guard. Okay, boss man.
Your mic is off.
Well, he was tearing that chicken up. Y'all couldn't see it, but he was tearing that chicken up, boy.
Tell me his mic is off. We got him off guard.
Oh,
Lord. And then we caught him off guard. His mic is still off.
Oh, yeah, it was some Popeye. I definitely know you were tucking and rolling that chicken, baby.
Boy went down there and fought for a crispy chicken sandwich.
Boy, I'm trying to tell you, boy. That's some dangerous chicken, though. For people out there watching, that's some good chicken, boy. Shout out to Popeye. Cut the chick.
Yeah, that Popeye. Come on there, Popeye. Yeah. Them have y'all supposed to. We'll cut back. He'll do his.
Yeah, we're going to bring him back on after.
Yeah, good bring him back. Let Boss Back get situated. Eat chicken.
So,
oh, that's funny.
I know that we'll have a little powwow before all the other guests come on. Now I know the Big We has been moving. I've been seeing a lot of movement from state to state, coast to coast. People coming on board, people taking up their torch, and you know what I'm saying. Let's discuss the growth of that. You know what I'm saying, with y'all being the senior ambassadors of that. Mr. Strong, Mr. Capone, you know what I'm saying? The growth and the movement of the Big We in progress. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Strong, I know you wanna
Yeah, I had my mic off, but one of the things that the Big We focused on was individual accountability, self-awareness, things of that nature. In the beginning, it was kind of difficult because you're asking people to challenge their beliefs, to possibly go against things that they've been standing on their whole life. You know, a lot of us have developed concepts, ideas, and things of that nature since children, and we carry those beliefs throughout our lives. And although they are altered, they're still the foundation. So whether it be racism, whether it be greed or things of that nature, things that was from your family of origin. And what we noticed was that a concept or an idea that everybody had to have one frame of thinking, everybody had to be on the same page as far as what they were doing, seemed to be one of our biggest stumbling blocks. We didn't value diversity. We didn't value the next man opinion. We didn't value the individuality. And with the Big We, what we tried to do is reinstill that spirit of the civil rights movement or things of that nature that brought the people together with the recognition of a common enemy. You know, and we're not talking about finance, we're not talking about government, we're talking about ourselves, like our state of mind. You know, we're broken in the way we see ourselves. We're broken in the belief that we can't save ourselves. We can't get out of the situation we're in without relying on those that put us there, or waiting on handouts from government or whatever the case may be, or those celebrities that have made it to get us. We've turned the tables into focusing on what we can do, like as individuals. How can my accountability help the cause? How can me handling my responsibility day to day help the cause? How can me looking out for my neighbor help the cause? You know, looking at the fact of I may stand alone, but I represent a nation of people, a nation of oppressed people. I represent the future for my children. You know, if I've given up in life, what hope do they have? You know, and by trying to instill this and trying to show the value in everybody, we've actually seen a huge uptick of people that want to participate. We've seen that people appreciated being valued. They appreciated being heard. They appreciated cooperating in the solutions for their own problems. You know, for decades, we've had people that live on the hill try to come down into the valley and tell us how to fix ourselves. All we need to do is this, and we'll be okay, and trust them, and they'll lead us out of this darkness, and blah, blah, blah. Well, enough's enough. You know, it's when you realize that, hey, Dr. King didn't do it alone. All those Joe Schmoes stood up with him, and they were part just as important in the fight as he was. When you realize that it actually took all of them standing up to make the difference. These are things that we spotlight, and I know I'm jumping all over the place, but it's all the stuff that's happening at once because there's so many people involved, so many different dynamics of what we're having to overcome to reach certain demographics and things of that nature. Even going back to last week's show when we spoke on with Brother Stokes when things got a little emotional. I marinated on that all week. You know, like, why did it strike such a chord with me? Why did it get me to feel that what his opinion was? And to get to the core of it, it was because I was afraid some of the things he was saying may be other people's truths. It may be people out there that don't feel like it's worth trying because, hey, I don't already have it. I know they got it. They're the only way to get to it. I should have me a couple of friends of different nationalities so that I can benefit from their privilege or whatever the case may be. I understood wholeheartedly what he was talking about, and that scares me. Is that it's possible that some people see that as a truth. You know, that they can't do anything, that their efforts won't matter, that the color of their skin really is a limitation. You know, and yes, it's limited if I want to belong to your clubs. It's limited if I want to have the things that you have, because then I have to get those things from you. But what happens when I establish my own? What happens when I can grow my own food, when I can uh, build my own restaurants, or so to speak? Whatever I want to do, what happens when I can do those things? Do you still have the power you once had? So these are the things we plant in mind. Like, why are we chasing the things that we're chasing? What happens if we don't want those things anymore? Does the powers that be lose the power over us? You know, and the more people picking up this thought process, like I said, the more people engage, and then the movement has stretched so far and so wide. The power of unity, the power of our synergy. It's beautiful, man. Like I said, I'm sorry I'm all over the place, but there's a lot happening. It's
You good
there, baby. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
You good. You good. OG Capone, you want to chime in on that one?
You know, when you go behind stuff like that, it's hard to time in. You feel me?
That's true. Indeed.
But now, you know, what he said, you know, the big league golden community, you know, I look at it like the people in the community really don't have a platform. You know, they get mislooked and you know, they don't get the, you know, chance or opportunity to really, you know, speak, you know, on a scale like, you know, like we all now. You know what I'm saying? It's communities that go through so much. Majority of stuff happens inside of the community. Only bad stuff happens is like when you go to a club or something. But everything else happens inside the community, from house being, you know, it just did, you know, they don't get a chance to just speak, you know, and you know, like I said, I don't want to go all over the place either. You know, I'm just looking at some of this stuff that have been, you know, some of these executive orders that have been passed down, man. It's so much going on now. You know, they finna cut out these food stamps. They finna cut out, man. You know, they finna, man. It's so much going on. Folks run around here like they, hey, like they in a plug or something. You know, you know, I'm for real. Huh?
I say you right about that. It's too much going on right now.
Yeah.
Way too much, man. I'm like, go ahead.
No, I was gonna just say, well, with Forward Movement, and I know that, you know what I'm saying, y'all have been working diligently behind the scenes, you know, having meetings and talking with people, and on the phone here, left, right here, real life there, you know what I'm saying? And it's, you know, I applaud you brothers on the movement that I see behind the scenes also publicly, you know what I'm saying? Because the Big Wig has been, I'm talking about has been and always will be working diligently at their missions to achieve that greatness that they see in themselves and everyone else. The potential is way up there. You get what I'm saying? So I would definitely want to give my flowers out today, right here on the Solution Radio podcast. Definitely that. Definitely that. You know,
yeah,
so,
you know, I appreciate that, but you know, I don't do it for. I do a lot of stuff with heart. You know, I ain't gonna say I would like this all the time.
Yeah.
But you know, I just been like this so long and seeing the different dynamics and coming out here experiencing this stuff. You know, I've been back on the street like 16 years. You know, out of 54 years. You know what I'm saying? So it it's different. I put it to you like that. Um, you know, you know, every time I think you know, it's like a tug of war. You know, ain't nobody even went through the middle yet. We still pulling, but ain't nobody made it to the middle of the thing yet, right?
Right.
You got 100 people on this end, 100 people on this end pulling, but ain't nobody made it, you know what I'm saying, to the middle yet. Ain't nobody has enough fit to pull everybody in the middle, you know? So, I mean, you know, it's then your opinions and your thoughts and stuff get manipulating, and it gets twisted up so bad that, man, you not afraid to talk, but you sometimes be afraid to even give your opinion. You know what I'm saying? On you know, that's just crazy. You know, they'll take your opinion and throw a lot of content when it's just something you know, it's my talk, my process, you know, it just, you know, what we doing now, I think it's, you know, it's good, it's dynamic, but a lot of people gonna look over because ain't nobody on here shaking their booty, ain't nobody naked, ain't nobody doing it, ain't nobody cussing, ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, it gonna get overlooked by certain individuals, but you know, the ones that's on the same thing you on, it gonna get what it's supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? In regard, you know, all this stuff started small, but we had a bigger platform, you know what I'm saying, right now. You know, and like I say, the big we expanded, we have started doing, you know, we started doing a whole lot of stuff. Now I gotta be doing a real talk tour with the Nation of Islam that Matt Combs, Ambassador Matt Combs and Steve have put together in Mississippi. So we're gonna do that March 22nd in Holly Springs, Mississippi. We're doing another real talk tour, so we're gonna be you know, broadcasting that soon. You know, start advertising that more and more often. You know, so I let somebody else talk behind that.
If I could jump in real quick before we go on, something I forgot to mention. In Central Florida, the Big We will be starting an emergency meal program for those that haven't ate throughout the day or whatever. We will establish a hotline, a point of contact where you can reach out, and we'll get food to you and your family. Already prepared food, so we'll need to know food allergies and things of that nature. But that'll be beginning March the 1st.
Okay. That's
Indeed,
definitely make sure we get that information, Mr. Strong, too, so we can help out in any way. You know, I got a big platform, so that way I can post it up everywhere, and that way if they need to send in donations, money, or if they can come down and help you guys volunteer, even if I'm available, and I can get down in the folder and if I check my schedule, I'll do what I can do for you guys.
Outstanding. And hopefully the way we're trying to do it is a daily thing. Like is don't really matter the time of day up until, like, you know, reasonable, like up to 11 o'clock at night or something. We'll have people delivering food wherever it needs to go. You know what I'm saying? Because the speaking on what the essence of the Big We is the family, the community, the tribe that includes all the downtrodden and oppressed, all the nonprofits that are out of here doing their different things. We're using truthfully the power of our synergy, the power of our collective effort. Nobody's effort being more important than the next, you know, because whatever you're doing is reaching a group of people. So that's value. So instead of us having to knock somebody else and diminish what they got going on to elevate ourselves, we all come together and put the food on the table and have that potluck, you know.
Right. That's right.
Indeed,
That's all it is. Working in your community, coming together. Looks like we got some more people coming in. Looks like we're gonna bring back my president and CEO of AGE, Mr. Billy Stokes. We had him
Billy Stokes in the building.
What's good, everybody?
Welcome to the show, my brother. How you feeling today? You know what I'm saying?
I'm feeling pretty good.
I know your stomach full, son.
And I had to put that Popeye down so I can finish this episode here. It was hard. It was hard.
So Mr. Stokes, I was speaking with Miss Red, and she was telling me some stuff about AGE. You know what I'm saying? This is backstage. And I wanted to know more about AGE from the horse's mouth. You know what I'm saying? Artisan Global Empire. You know what I'm saying? Gulf Coast Promotions.
Well,
the man Billy Stokes.
That's a broad subject, and it goes really deep because it was meant to be or to address a lot of the holistic issues that face our community at large. And it's not just AGE and in our associates, affiliates. It's a whole lot of other companies that speak to a whole lot of issues that are sensitive to our community specifically, right? And there are a lot of, anyway, I'll just get to it. So what we wanted to do with the music, right? What we wanted to do with the music was we wanted to identify specific genres that we could work with to both improve and to infuse with a message. And the message, of course, right now is unity, just like the brothers are talking about right now. It's about coming together and using our resources in our communities to accomplish those things that we have previously been relying on others to accomplish for us. So we have a wide view on how we approach things, right? So um, sometimes we ruffle a few feathers because we try and be well rounded. We try and be inclusive as much as possible. But we do understand that some things we can't include people in who are not us. And we understand that there are things that we can include people in who are not necessarily us. And what I mean by that is culturally us. Uh, we wanted to create a genre out of Southern soul music because it had been on the back burner for over 50 years. And our first initiative was when we approached Ghazi, not Ghazi, but when we approached Waleed Coyote, was that he allowed us to use Empire as a major label when bringing Southern Soul to the table so that we could position it for that genre. It took roughly 3 years to move it from not a genre to a genre. So last year, the governor of the state of Mississippi came out and said, okay, fine. Southern Soul is now a genre unique to Mississippi, or Mississippi being its founder. That was a great milestone for us. And that set Southern Soul up to become $1 billion industry just with the sign of a piece of paper. So right now, Southern Soul has one primary, one main figure, and that's King George. And the reason I say he's the main figure is because, he could single-handedly, pull out 80,000 people. And right now he's the only Southern Soul artist that has that type of footing, right? But he's one person. And next year, year after next, so on and so forth, we will be producing other artists that have feet like that. And as this industry grows, we will move from obscurity, a few $1 million a year, to a few $1 billion a year in Southern Soul, and that's going to be something to see. We decided to start as many sub labels as possible to help carry that. So the idea was to give each company the ability to distribute their own music and to set their own prices for what they did inside of their independent companies. To merge a major label with a bunch of independent labels and allow everybody to maintain their individuality. We succeeded in that, and that's going well.
Yes,
You have any particular questions about AGE?
Oh no, that was it. You pretty much explained all of it in a nutshell. We're gonna just stop you right there. We ain't gonna go no further. We just gonna put the brakes on right. I get off at this bus stop, player.
I would like to mention something of concern. You guys may know that we advocate for veterans. That's one of the things that we do through our 501c3 Global World Outreach. And I'm just going to make mention of this just to get it out there. Uh, about a month ago, I was called. I received a call from what's called Long Beach Police Department concerning a Puerto Rican female, age 26 years old, who was having a little mental breakdown. She soaked all her clothes in some water and threw them in the yard and cussed out a few people, and the police got called. And when the police got called, the police called us and said, you might want to take a look at this veteran. So we went to talk with the veteran, but she had already left, and we lost track of her. And about 3 or 4 days later, PD called me and told me that they had found her, they had retained her, put her in an ambulance, taken her to a hospital called Memorial Hospital, waiting for the VA to come and get her. So the VA apparently came and got her, and I heard nothing else from the situation until her mother called me a month later saying she couldn't find her baby. So we called the VA to find out what happened to the young lady. Her name is Yellow Beth. And they said to us that she had never been admitted into the hospital.
Yeah.
And that didn't ring right because the police department told us that they handed her off to them personally. So we continued to call, and they continued to tell us that they never had her. And we have a few people that work inside of the VA here. So we went to some inside people who eventually come back and said, well, yeah, she was here. They logged her in under an alias name and disappeared her from the system. And I said, why would they do that? And they said, they don't know. And that's, where's the girl now? And they said, they don't know. They know that she did show up there, and they did have her, but you cannot find her under her name or under her social security number, so on and so forth. So when you call down looking for her, whether you're her mom or her brother, or her sister, or a police officer or anybody, she's gone. So we went back and forth with them for a few days, but they continued to say that she'd never been there. And then I got a phone call from another whistleblower at the VA here in Biloxi, Mississippi, who said that they had transferred her to a state hospital called the Mississippi State Hospital in Whitfield. It's like an insane asylum.
Hmm.
So we had people call down there, to include the police department, and they same thing that the VA told us. She'd never been administered. They'd never heard of her. Right. But our inside person there at the facility told us, yes, she's there. Uh, and so the question was, why would they not acknowledge that the young lady is in their custody? They won't tell her mother. They won't tell the police. They won't tell us. They won't tell anybody that they've ever picked her up. Right.
Wow.
I don't know. So whether this is organs, whether this is sex, whether this is whatever, it's something that we're going to have to dig into, and we're going to have to dig into it quickly, because you're not supposed to be the reason that a person vanishes off this planet to the point that you won't even tell the police or family or organizations like ours that you have her. Right? What kind of excuse is there to have that kind of privacy over somebody's life that even their parents can't know where they are, or law enforcement?
Wow.
Yesterday evening, I had an officer call a place called the Pine Belt Mental Institution. And that's like the that's like the organization that all of the other organizations have to kind of work with.
Right.
And they told us that yes, the girl had been admitted into the VA, and that they had kept her for up until January 16th at 5 p.m. when they let her out of their doors, but they don't know what happened to her after that. The VA still says they've never had her. And the other organization said they never received her, even though we have people on the ground who says, yeah, they have. So any help you guys can give me on helping bring awareness to what has happened to Yellow Beth, I'll give you her name. I'll send you out her picture, her personal information or whatever. But this needs to go kind of, this needs to have a voice pretty quick before whatever's happening to her becomes permanent.
Right.
Indeed.
Yeah, we definitely need to get that out quick. It's a lot of that going on everywhere. I just seen a movie about the same situation, and it's sad. I'm been looking at certain things, like certain movies, they be telling some of their little secrets and stuff that be going out. It's like it manifests itself. It happens years later or right around the corner. And that same thing you're talking about, I just watched a movie about on that and about the stuff that's going on today. And it's kind of weird, but yeah, we definitely get the word out because somebody seen something. Somebody knows something.
Yeah, it's always somebody who knows something.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely want to bring in, let's go ahead and bring in Mr. Jones and
here.
get his word on. Then Mr. KD.
KD in the building. Welcome to the show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Welcome to the show. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. You know what I'm saying? Raise the roof. Raise the roof. Set the roof.
I had to put my glasses on. I had to put my glasses on.
That man said the roof is on fire.
There you
go.
The roof is on fire.
Hello, Miss Lady Red. Hello.
Hey, Mr. Jones.
Hey, girlfriend.
Hey,
Mr.
today.
Strong. That old nigga phone. Opie.
What's going on? What's going on?
I got something to start with after start. I'm gonna hit it hard quick.
Not Yang. Not Yang. Not Yang. You said you don't. You said wait a minute. You said you don't need no water. You said let that mother burn.
You finna burn it. Billy, leave me alone now. Leave me alone, Billy. We friends. Don't you call me after this over with.
I'm gonna give you a call.
Let's see what he got over there. Let's zoom in.
Derek Chauvin did not commit murder. America will not be great until we release him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's disgusting.
I was in Minneapolis, Minnesota, shooting a documentary, and that came across my phone.
Wow.
How can we make America great by releasing convicted felons into the free world that killed a plethora of black men that continuously do that? Right. How is that going to make America free? That seems like that's going to make the black race thin out a little bit, because if you put them on the street again, that means that they're able to be police officers again. That means that they're able to do the same thing over and over and over again. But enough about that. Enough about that. I've been mad over that for 3 or 4 days. We're going to have some joyous times, and we're going to laugh and giggle a little bit tonight.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good game. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a good game.
Yeah, man. You know, OG Capone, what's up, baby?
I still wanted to, I know we were waiting.
What you got going on?
Got the glasses on, brother. I want to put them down the edge of my nose like I'm
I know we was waiting on Mr. Barr to come in, but you know what I'm saying, we got another guest coming in, very special guest. You know what I'm saying, we're gonna bring him to the stage on here, you know what I mean, and let him introduce himself to everybody so we can get this party rolling, you know what I'm saying, and get on with the discussion though.
Let's get KD's introduction, and then we'll bring
come on with it, Mr. KD.
you hear us? I think
Unmute that microphone. Yeah, you got to unmute your mic.
Well, I hope I got access. Can you hear me?
There you go. Yeah, you loud and clear. Yes, sir.
Oh, it's way better than last week then, huh?
You were full effect this time, buddy.
Okay, because I've been sitting here, if anybody know me, oh my God. So I just wanted to re-elaborate on certain things that everybody is talking about. I just want to give everybody a round of applause for the excellent work they've been doing, especially your guy up there, Mr. OG Capone. He's Mr. Public Receptionist for the whole world for me. Everybody he entwined with seems to be some as a blessing for us, and the Big We is proud to be part of this example that can do something for the world one day. And I'm just telling y'all, we want all the smoke with what needs to be done, and even with what don't need to be done, let's figure out a way of how we can get it done, because you probably own to a good idea, you just don't understand the diversity of using your resources. So let us all become the resources. I see Unc over there, Mr. Jones, he always make a grand entrance. And Lady Red, I appreciate you having me up here. Trope, you know what it is, and everybody else out
That
there to the
man
world.
called me Trope.
Yep.
He said Trope. That man said Trope.
Is it a trophy? I might as well call you Trophy then, because you definitely deserve one. I'm just saying. But I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh, you good? You good, bro? You good?
We just glad to be a part of the solution and not the problems, man. So let's just get to work and keep it happy.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, absolutely.
So it looks like we got our special guest coming. I'm trying to make sure our special guest is popping in while I'm getting him situated. T-Pope, go ahead and talk about our special guest real quick while I bring him in.
Well, you know what I'm saying? OG Capone kicked it to me. He was like, I got this guy need to be on the show, you know what I'm saying? He real influential, you know what I'm saying? He is that guy, and he got a lot to say. And from what I'm understanding, man, I'm just gonna let him do all the introduction on that, you know what I'm saying? Because can't nobody introduce themselves like themselves. So without further ado, we're gonna bring him to the stage.
All right, come to the stage.
Fred Hampton Jr.
Mr. Fred
Black Panther Party. Give him a round of applause. Let's get a round of applause in him.
Well, respect. Unfortunately, I'm driving. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm driving. I gotta go to another meeting. I'm gonna tap right back in with y'all. I double booked another event. I'm gonna come back in about 10 minutes, hopefully. I'm Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. Y'all forgive me. He just told me I gotta get to another event real quick. Forgive me for coming in and out. But I'm Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. I just heard little bits and pieces, so I'm gonna try to get back on about 10 minutes with y'all. So again, I was self-critical for tapping in. I had to tap right back out. I'm Chairman Fred. I'm based in Chicago. Chairman Fred Hampton Jr., International Chairman of the Black Panther Party Cubs. That's the organization that's carrying the legacy of the Black Panther Party. I'm the son of Chairman Fred Hampton, also of Cool and Jerry, from those Deborah Johnson, former political prisoner. Serving the people. That's basically a quick sum up of who I am.
All right. Definitely appreciate you. You be careful out there. Just tap back in with us.
All right, no doubt. Right on.
Can I jump in? Oh, he hung up on me.
Yeah, he's driving.
He'll be back in 10 minutes. If you can hold what you got. You see that range right there? Just hold what you got. Don't just hold what you got.
Okay, let's.
I know you ready to file. I know you ready. Just hold what you got.
Somebody give me something to go. I'm ready to go. Come on.
Let's see what we're doing. Let's talk about all this craziness going on right now. All these changes. Now, I feel like touching base on what KD was talking about, and guys, I feel that they are trying to get rid of blacks. To be honest, there's a lot of crazy things going on. It's a lot of stuff. People not tapping into what's happening. EOC is gone. He's taken away. These are going across the border. It's just stuff in the news every day. Planes going down. They're making us scared to fly.
Woo!
Trying to stop us from flying, which how I feel.
Black folks don't like to fly anyhow. We don't
Well,
like to fly anyhow.
I'm trying to stop our passports. I feel like they're trying to just stop everything, just keep us at a standstill. How do y'all feel
Mama,
about that?
they've been trying to keep us at a standstill since we got here. But we're resilient. We don't want to stop. We can't quit. You know what I'm saying? If we quit, who else is gonna take the lead? You know what I'm saying? So everything I've heard this week about that fellow canceling, it just reminds me of how the 30s, the 40s, and 50s were, when we didn't have any resources, when we were making $1 a day. So and all the things that he's doing are going to affect Black people more, unfortunately. So what do we do? We pray and hope like hell and wish that this 4 years get over really quickly. They elected my governor, the Border Patrol, Christy Nones, which is basically a racist. And the one that gets me is, do y'all know what WWF is? Y'all know what that is? How in the hell can the WWF owner's wife, promoter, be Secretary of Education?
You gotta be kidding.
McMahon.
Wait a minute. Time out.
Right. And in the same thing I've been talking about, how certain people be in the office, just like I saw Elon
Linda
Musk,
McMahon, Vince McMahon, the WWF, his wife is Secretary of Education.
But his wife had helped Trump in his campaign before.
Whenever Trump was broke, Vince McMahon brought him there with Dennis Rodman, with Mike Tyson, to boost his social appeal up back in the mid 90s, early 2000s. That's the reason why Vince McMahon and Donald Trump have been buddies forever.
All right, so I got a question, if I can, and first a thought process. It's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of things are being taken away. A lot of things are in jeopardy. All of these things point to instability when putting our fate in the hands of others. All of these things are warning signs of what's possible. Being on Solution Radio, I feel that it's necessary to point out that this is an opportunity. We say that we didn't have anything, that this country has always been against us. But we also have another argument that this country was built on our backs, that this country was built through our skills, through our labor, through our discipline, dedication, determination. We claim all of those things, which means that those things are in us, which means that we have the power to overcome collectively and individually, understanding that each individual, although as a whole, is a part of a greater whole, and I feel like now is the time that we can that we need to learn to lean on one another, that we need to pool our resources, that we need to tap into what it is that helped us during the civil rights era, that we need to understand that a righteous house cannot be built on a corrupt nation. So as long as we sit in a house that sits upon a constitution that once counted us as 3/5 of a man, that once allowed it to be hung, barbecued, fried, treated like animals, as long as we live in a house that at its core still has those values, and it keeps rearing its ugly head every few years, and then they give us a bunch of entertainment and things to distract us, and we lose sight of what's going on until we waking up trying to wonder what happened. And we fight. We say the education system is bad, but we fight for them to keep the lies they've been telling us. We say that the treatment of their markets and stores and things of that nature is wrong, but we continue to shop with them. Now, I'm not saying that, hey, you shop wherever you want to, do whatever you want to, but if I don't have to have Tommy Hilfiger and I can buy something else and still meet my needs to have clothing, then do I support somebody that told me he never wanted me in his clothes in the first place just because, hey, I like the design? Or do I cut him off? See, all of these people that's spitting in the little man face right now, that's trying to take all their luxuries away, you still going to take your hard-earned dollars and go support their businesses in one shape, form, or fashion or another. You're not going to eat at home. You're not going to be, you still got to go to the restaurants. You still have to have the name brand this, the name brand that, the so-called best of this. I see more of the top of the line card broke down all over. There are things that tell us that all these things are a lie, but we continue to invest in the lies. And then we say how we're being railroaded and all these. It's us that's killing us. It's us that continues to bite the apple. It's us that continues to make, I'm going to say something that's going to sound crazy, but white supremacy is a black man's state of mind. If we make them our opposition, if we make them our goal of proving that we're better than, or proving that we're equal to, or proving that we're whatever, that puts that ahead of us. No matter what it is we put above us that we're trying to achieve or we're trying to climb to, we put it there, here. Nobody's telling you every day that this is your condition but you. And until you break that thought process of, I'm trying to prove who I am in society, I'm trying to elevate to this level so that people will know I'm this. I see people all the time get shit on, and the first thing they want to do is, I'm going to make it so I can show them. You just bit the apple. Now you enslaved to that doctrine instead of focusing on what you should have been focusing on. Protecting and providing for yours. Being obedient to a master, because we all choose masters, believe it or not. That's just what you choose to follow. Being obedient to a master that provides and protects for you. One that has given you life. One that continues to give you life. One that nourishes all, regardless of their nationality, creed, whatever the case may be. That's who I want to rock with. You know, I can't align myself with anybody else that thrives on hatred, no matter who they hate. Because where hate is, love isn't, and anybody can get it. Yeah. So it's a lot that I feel that all this stuff is going on is trying to tell us. But as long as we continue to focus on what's being taken and how bad they're treating us and they're kicking us this way, and we told y'all they was racist, and why are we still being surprised? Why does it matter why it's happening? How do we prevent it from ever happening again? What do we do to where it doesn't affect us the next time they take something? It's solutions. Let's get them. Let's not focus on what's happening. What's next? What we gonna do? Uncle Selma, you asked for it, give it to me.
I'm gonna give it to you.
I think we die.
I'm gonna take it on the whole. I'm gonna take you in left field. They having full-on conversations about if the world is flat or round.
Yep.
Meanwhile, chaos breaking out. Listen. I was on a whole article. It was like 100 and some comments about the earth flat, earth round. Meanwhile, like you speak of, things happen. Nobody's paying attention. I just had to throw that in there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Star. I had to just throw that in there. But yeah.
Hey, listen, we just spent 2 years trying to unravel whether people were male or female, or whether they was assigned this, and I needed pronouns in order to know who I was talking to.
Gong. Okay, you were born with a PP or a
put me in, coach.
I don't give a damn about what you think. If you were born swinging, yeah. I'm just saying.
The question is, how did we get here?
Damn, how much difference you know? I don't care how many the big boobs you got. Just saying.
KD, what you was say?
I was trying to find my cigarette for this one, but look, I don't.
You got time. It ain't going nowhere.
As soon as T-Poke said that, I said, here he go. right?
I'm just keeping it a
So
buck.
I'm not even finna go there. But what I am gonna speak on is what Brother Strong was talking about.
Use your radio.
Don't talk to me right now, Mr. Jones. I ain't got mines with you, but see, it's a good thing. I got family. Baby, can I get a cigarette from somewhere now? How about that? But I'm gonna say a big part of the things that we fail to realize that no matter what kind of movement we put together, it is always expected out of them because they have actually done the math no different than we did. You see what I'm saying? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, you good.
So
keep going.
when we understand they did the math no different than we did the math, they always got something going on in the background. So throwing a distraction in our face, even if somebody get murdered, killed, brutalized, animalized, or whatever the situation may be, it is a big business of entertainment for them. Now, the big part about that is the word enabling. Because we do a lot of complaining, like that brother Strong said, hey, we still gonna go buy a car because we need it. We still gonna go do this because that's a requirement. We still trying to get this money, even though everybody thinking that, and I'm not saying everybody here on this platform, but I get tired of people feeling like our revolution is gonna be solved by the backbones of the same money that took us down with what they did it with. Or however the situation may be, we have to be insane to think that's gonna keep working because the grants and all that kind of stuff actually put their name on the dotted line of your business. So when we understand we are dealing with mathematicians, we have to become mathematical in our thought process and start, well, no, not start, but stop enabling the things. If we say we're going to support black business, then I'm feel like everybody needs to support T. Pope's clothing line, Mr. Billy Stokes clothing line, Mr. Jones clothing line. If we gonna sit there and say, hey, brother, your price is $20, okay, but at the mall it's $45. Well, let me get it for 15. We got to stop that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we keep finding a way to take from each other, but we was raised not to trust each other because they didn't trust each other in the first place. And now you got a WWF superstar, actress, finna run an educational school system. It's time to plug out. You know how they say plug in and plug out? It's time to plug out. Okay? And it's too many people got too many platforms, and it's a whole lot of people got a whole lot of money that I'm looking at. Social media is one of the most nosiest places in the world. And I'll be like, well, look at him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's why, well, I don't mean to cut you off. I mean, like I said, I see Mr. Billy, he got movement over there. We got movement over there. So I be watching the boards to see, you know, each conversation carries something that everybody want to touch on. We got another guest coming in, which is a representative of Fifth Sun TV, you know what I'm saying, who allowed us to have this opportunity. So we're going to bring him on in just a moment. And I just want to add to what everybody's saying. The distractions are becoming close and frequent. All these plane crashes, all of these, the biggest one besides what Mr. Jones just said was the trade in the NBA.
Yeah.
Now you add that with plane crashes, and then you got other things going on. Yeah, it's a melting pot. Yeah.
Which one? Which trade?
They got rid of the Lakers made a big trade, and the trade don't make no sense. So my thing is,
okay, hold on for a second. I know we're supposed to do this. It's Solution Radio.
I listen.
How in the hell do you give us an MVP candidate, a big man that just talked about on television he needed some help, and give him up for Luka? Luka, bad boy, but Anthony Davis controls the boards, the rebounding, scoring.
Okay,
and you gonna give him a
right. You see how you jumped on that? You see how that subject right there? You just jumped in there. You jumped in that head first, swimming with the sharks. Now, mind you, now on the other side of the fence, we just said they made the WWF lady Secretary of Education. I got
Linda McMahon.
That's
So-
what we keep this. He just showed us that how the distraction actually worked better than the mission.
Right.
With
Right
all
there,
due respect to you, Mr. Jones, you
No,
feel
it
right
was-
into it.
it was
But
just
see,
a
that's just the,
Let me
That
ask
was
you
that's
just
the
a
this.
slight.
identity of us.
That was just a slight social experiment that I wanted to
That's
try. That was
all.
a slight social experiment. That was.
But it happens every day like that. You know, it's
I lost a
But
lot
it's
of
a
money. I
reality.
lost a lot of money out the Lakers this year. So I'm just saying.
I
Let me
apologize,
just-
sir.
Hey,
If we change our thought process, we'll change the narrative and the outcome of
go.
what our people can go.
There you go. There you go.
If we know it's a distraction, don't be distracted.
Right.
You feel what I mean?
But just as
Try.
you
that's a
described,
distraction because they don't know it's coming.
right?
And
Right.
all due respect, I've had a young man in my hometown get body slammed by the police with the handcuffs behind him. I've had a young lady in Utah to get shot this weekend. So any distraction I get other than somebody dying, I'm okay with that. Literally.
Yeah.
Because every day of my life, I can look on my phone, Uncle Selwyn, I need your help. I was in a documentary and a young man from one of my people from Goldsboro called me and said, Joe, man, you need to get online and look at this. What happened? A young man that come out of one of the little projects in Goldsboro had a boot on his leg. The police racial profiled him, and because he was black, coming out of the hood, out of a supposedly, spot. And they never said anything to him. They bum rushed him, and they bang his head inside the car. They cuff his hands behind his back, and they literally power bomb him on the ground. And I'm thinking, damn, what did he do? I've seen about 15 videos. The only thing he did was be black. So distractions like Anthony Davis going to Mavericks, that helps me a lot sometimes because I could be just as crazy as hell and cry every day because every day somebody calls me because somebody got killed or police harmed somebody or somebody died in some kind of institution. So yeah, man, distractions are okay with me sometimes.
Okay, then. We're gonna bring on Mr. Carlos Pars.
Yeah, let's bring the Parks on in here. Oh, where did he go?
Oh, there you go, right there. There you go.
You brought me in and kicked me out.
Welcome to the show.
How y'all doing, man? Peace.
Blessing.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
comrades.
We right here on Fifth Sun TV, you know what I'm saying, chopping it up. We appreciate everything that you've done for us thus far. As we
Thank
carry
you,
on.
man.
No problem. We thank you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and get your flyer right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Hey,
appreciate it.
that being said, though, I just want Famo to know, man, I do pay attention to this Fifth Sun, man, and you be speaking some real powerful situations to people, man. I pay attention, you know.
Nah, I respect everything you say, brother. We said you seem like a like brothers, man. Like I respect your position on a lot of issues. I'm sitting back listening to you. You know,
No doubt.
it's mutual, brother. Well, Uncle
Yes,
Selwyn
sir.
go.
Like he had a
Turn your
call.
television off in the background.
He's not gone. He's on a phone call.
Okay,
I think he's backstage, so he's back out a little bit.
got you.
But yeah, that was just a little social experiment that I wanted to try, as in how quickly in the blink of an eye we can get distracted on something. We could be focused on one thing and then boom, they shoot something out there. It's the smoke and mirrors. I mean, like I said, everything's coming far. They coming frequent, back to back. It's back to back. It's always something. You know what I'm saying? As far as distraction wise, politically, and just stupidity. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it goes on levels. There's levels to this. It's levels to the distraction.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the levels of distraction. You know what I'm saying? I know OG Capone, he didn't. Everybody, Mr. Jones, go ahead.
I went right in the pond, man. I jumped right in the damn pond, right off the cliff.
Head first. Head first.
It's all right. It happens to the best of us. It's a learning process.
Hey, Billy Stokes. See what they do to me, Billy Stokes. See what they
What's
do to
going
me.
on, my brother?
Jump me right the damn ship.
I got to stop you now. You got to self accountability on that. You said you jumped head first in the pond. You know what I'm saying?
I did. I did.
How you gonna throw that man in the fire?
pond. The pond was 5 foot deep, and I jumped off a 110-foot mountain. Bam!
Y'all went running, but we stopped. You just jumped in by yourself.
So I'm saying, you say you get phone calls. You get the phone calls that everybody calls Mr. Jones when something go on like that. I mean, how does that? How you deal with it? Like really?
I feel fortunate that people reach out to me because they've seen how I've handled, and this is the serious side of Uncle Selwyn. I feel fortunate that people reach out to me for resources, for advice, for opinions. That's a good feeling to know that you're helping people that don't know where to go. Man, and there's a lot of people. I had a young lady, Greensboro Coliseum. This was yesterday, and she called me and she said, "Uncle Selwyn, I need some help." I was like, "What's up with your sister?" And she said, "My son was at a concert." No, he was at a fair in the Greensboro Coliseum. Her son ran to the police with his buddy 3 times and said, "Sir, these kids threatened me. They said they're going to hurt me." They go back, they come back again and says, "Sir, could you please help me?" The police told the young men to take that shit down the street. And they kicked him out. Well, when he kicked them out, he ran back about a minute later and he fell right before he got into the gate with 6 gunshots in his back. And nobody's accountable for that. Well, my team is going to see if we can't make somebody accountable for that, because the police job is to protect and serve. And they let this young man down. He had 3 people. He had his girlfriend, his best friend, and him went to the police 3 times. And the boy is dead today. And his mother has lost her house. She's basically lost her mind. And I'm going to pay for counseling for her because she is distraught. Uncle Selwyn, I don't know what to do. He was my life. The boy is a freshman in college. And to go from some people trying to help you, and now they're covering it up because they found the gun in South Carolina. Now, once you find the gun, you normally find that normally solves the case. Well, because he was a black young man, and Greensboro is filled with A&T and UNCG and all these other colleges, but North Carolina is white ran, and they have suppressed all of this evidence, and they don't even want to touch the case anymore. So we're going to have a press conference and go down there and see if we can't shake shit up, because reality is that's horrific. To send your baby to a fair and for your baby to call you and say, "Mama, I'm scared for my life." She tells him, "Go tell the police." And he goes and tells the police. And 3 hours later, she gets called and said her son is dead. So, I feel good having, the platform that people can reach out to me and get help. But, am I tired of this? Absolutely. But I'm so obsessed with trying to make an impact in other people's lives that I can't stop. People ask me all the time, "What kind of mental health issues do you take? I mean, what kind of mental health do you to help with your mental?" I reckon helping people helps me, knowing that I helped somebody take care of a problem that they couldn't take care of themselves. So yeah, man, it's an everyday thing. Unfortunately, I've been to, I don't know, I think I'm up to 60 funerals in the last 3 or 4 years, and it never, no, here's another one from Utah. The young lady called me, she's Uncle Selwyn. This is the story. Gina Jones. Her son walked into the store in 2017 to get one of those big popsicles and a pop. He's listening to music. Him and his 2 brothers are together. They walk out of the store. The two brothers were lying on the ground. The third brother turns around with his headphones on. He realized the police was behind him. So he turns around. He raises his hand. They kill him.
Wow.
They shoot him and kill him. And I'm talking to her last night. She got no justification out of this. They're in Utah where there's no black people at. And I was like, damn. The brothers there are probably traumatized. And she said, Uncle Sellers, one of my sons killed themselves. So I have to go to a graveyard and see both of my boys lying there. And both of that was the cause of a police shooting to my oldest son. So yeah, man, that was last night. So these things, unfortunately, they happen to all people, but it's still affecting the black community in a big way. It doesn't matter whether it's in Utah, South Dakota, or Chicago. There's always something that happens every week. And I want to say, damn, really? Just when I saw my nephew, I thought it was just another random black guy because we always see him. And I'm sitting here thinking, damn, I wish somebody would help this dude. And feeling sorry for somebody that I didn't even know. And my sister calls me, and little do I know that was my nephew. So that voice that I didn't know turned out to be a voice that I've loved. So, and because that voice that I've loved so much that I got his back, I got to have everybody else's back, man. So, it's not a job, it's a calling. Nobody wants to be in this job. Hell, I'd love to be a record executive. I'd love to be okay. I'd love to be Lady Red and Coke. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately,
hey, we just normal people, Jack. We just normal people.
Sometimes
I want to be like y'all.
We just normal people, Jack. That's how we. We just normal.
See,
people,
I want to be normal. I want to be normal. I want to be like O.J. Capone sitting there. I want to be like Big Carlos Parks, looking like he just, ran a damn marathon, muscles all broken out. You know what I'm saying? I want to be like y'all, and Carl sitting back there in the cut, man, just chilling.
I mean, because you're speaking on some good stuff that does not get reported in today's news. So what is left for us to know? If we don't know, what can we do? If we never know, we left in the blind. So
that's the reason why we do what we do. That's the reason why I do what I do. So all these people that weren't George Floyd's, you're going to hear their names. When I go to Utah next week, I've got a publicist, and we'll have every camera that we can from Utah there. And those babies' names that nobody's never heard, they got killed at 15 years old, 17 years old. There's 26 of them that's on this board. And the only people are not from Utah is Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. I want to go there and scream everybody's name so their names can be heard. So nobody will never forget that somebody is going to set a empty chair at a Christmas table for the rest of their lives until they die. And they're going to miss that person that can't join them. So, man, it's a battle. It's a fight, but can't stop, won't stop. True. I wish I could sing. Hell, and you were talking about that. I got a song for you, man. I got a song for you, Billy Stokes. I got a song for y'all producers.
Tell me what you got.
Anyhow, man.
You go ahead and give the theme of your song. You spit it out, and I'll have somebody write it for you.
Maybe like I did the tune up. Maybe like I'm a little rusty.
Hey, T-Po.
Yes, sir.
Take that clip. Make something out of it for me.
I got it. We are recording as we speak. I got every last bit of it.
Every bit.
Oh my God.
Every last bit of it, son.
We are reality makers, is what we do.
We're gonna make
what has changed? I mean, what do y'all think is gonna happen for this upcoming year? What do y'all think is gonna be the highs or the lows?
Man, listen, it's gonna be a lot of war on American soil. I can tell you that.
It's already here.
Yeah, but the magnitude of it,
What?
it's
Yeah, that's what's
leveling up. Yeah,
changing because they did say, well, there was plane pieces dropping out on things and stuff like that, but something that's already exploded ain't gonna explode again, even if it's fire. It's just gonna land and burn out. It might make a little noise, stuff like that. These things were sounding like missiles was dropping.
I put it to you like this. I watched a movie on Netflix called The Designated Survivor. Have y'all ever watched it?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, I have.
So
No.
in The Designated Survivor, it gives you little bit tidbits and pieces of what go on in up there in that place in Washington, D.C. So they know things before we even catch wind of it. We are the last to know everything that happens. 90% of the stuff is already planned. They already have boards and charts, and we know they listen to the chatter is what they call it. It's the chatter. You know what I'm saying? They hide the truth. They hide the truth in fiction, so to speak. It's like with everything that happened, you see it in a movie, you damn near sure it's gonna be happening in the next 5 years. So
See,
Is it truth or is it propaganda?
That's how you desensitize to stuff.
It's propaganda.
yeah,
We haven't
you
ever
make it,
been
And
given
that's
the
what
truth.
I wanted to say. Because
Yeah.
if they can make us believe that it's already there or they already created it and stuff like that, what we believe, they can actually make it come true. It's like Bionic Man. They have the technology. So now we got AI robots or whatever. So you just have to understand that sometimes this voting system takes our rights away as human beings and it gives them the right to experiment on us.
You know, one of the things that I feel we need to address, if there is going to be change, is we will always get secondhand information as long as nobody's in the house. As Mr. Stokes was talking about earlier, with the young lady that went missing, the only way for them to pick up their trail to where they got it was having people inside. You know,
Right.
people where the conversations were being had at. Right now in our communities, we frown upon anybody engaging in law enforcement or law tactics or anything like that. They suspect. They them people, as we call them. You know, and it's I've seen brothers that truthfully came from amongst our ranks go join the police force and be ostracized or blackballed after they did it. Like, we don't know this individual. He attempted to go make a change for his community because he was tired of the gung-ho G.I. Joes running through there whooping on everybody. So he joined in an attempt to stand up, and we turned our back on him. You have people that are running for office. Anytime they get in office, they're sellouts. Like I said, going back to the other day, the office, the foundation is corrupt. So when they get in there, they already have a hell of a fight. They're going against the odds. It's just them. We send them in there by themselves. They're in the lion den, standing alone. But if they don't give us the immediate change, we turn our backs on them too. So I feel like more of us that have the ability. Okay, go ahead, brother.
No, I want you to go ahead. I just want to follow you.
Okay, I feel like more of us that have the ability to engage in these things and be involved in these things, even the up and coming students that are in school that show a knack for these things, we get behind them, we push them, we support them. You know, let me send you to these camps and things amongst those that we know have been freedom fighters, as I'm gonna call them. Let's get you engaged with them. Let's get the oral tradition passed on where they can help elevate you to the level where you need to be. Let's support the people that's trying to go into these lion dens and make the changes for us. Let's stop turning our back on things because it don't solve the issue overnight. You know, but I'm gonna drop off right there and let brother jump in.
All right. I'll first say I appreciate your position, man. And you know, I wasn't trying to interrupt you when you were cooking. So you touched on something I feel like needs further discussion, and that's the part about when you mentioned individuals joining the police force, right? And we kind of turn our backs on them because these individuals are going into the force to try to make a change. So my position on that is they may go in with good intentions, but they're joining a corrupt system, right? They're joining a group of individuals that has always been designated to stop our progress. So you look at historically what the police were started for, right? What it came from, the foundation of the police department, right? And it was founded in chasing down runaway slaves and then returning. And a lot of times they were returning Black people who weren't even slaves to the South, right? That's what the police did, right? Before they became the police. And then when we have our people who join the police forces to try to institute change, right? What happens? They become a part of the problem. They become too afraid to speak out on the things that they see. Because they will be ostracized by their new family, and that's the boys in blue. They have what they call the Fraternal Order of Police, right? And that's a very, it's like almost like a game, right? So the police are another game. So when our people go join the police force, the police department, they're joining an opposing gang, a gang that is set out to steal, kill, and destroy. All they do in our communities, right, is police us. They police us. Remember the police officer who didn't respond when there was a shooter and he went and hid, and then it comes out that the police don't have to defend you, right? They don't have to risk their life. He kept his job. He was a cold coward. You feel what I'm saying? So what it is they're selective when they use their force. So when this man is over here shooting up a mall, you hide. But when this little boy come out of the store with a play gun, now all of a sudden you tough, right? Because it's in the community that you were set against. That's us. So they've always protected Europeans. Whenever a European is caught up in the criminal justice system, it wasn't by choice. So they try to help them, which is why they get a slap on the wrist a lot of the times, and we get the book thrown at us, right? Juvenile life, first offense. I got a friend right now doing juvenile life for first offense, Quentin Sanders in Nashville, Tennessee. First offense, never did anything in his life. First time getting in trouble, he was in a high-speed chase. Police officer lost his life chasing this boy and trying to do one of those maneuvers on his car. He died. Yeah, and they charged this young man at 17 years old with first-degree murder and threw the book at him. Right. So this is what the police departments are, the first part of our criminal justice system. They do the dirty work, right? It's like they put us into this situation, and I know this is a discussion that could go on forever, right? And this is something that's near and dear to me, right? Which is why everything you said, I'm pretty much in line with, except for the point of our people going into the police departments. Because when you join, that's like joining the Klan and saying, oh, they used to do this, but this is what they do now, right? So are we to negate what their foundation is, where they came from, right? So I can never look past the foundation of the police and what they do today. What they do they don't kill white people. You don't hear about police going into suburbs and killing white people. They only go into our communities and kill our people. We're always the threat. But you got a man with a whole AK and you ain't shooting him.
Yeah. Hey, now that part of it, I definitely agree that we can't turn a blind eye to what typically happens to the brother that joins the force and realizes that, like you said, he's afraid when he get in there and realize that his fraternal brothers are going to turn on him, and who knows what's going to happen. So this also goes back to my original point is the only reason why he's afraid is because he knows he stands alone. So I believe in the Trojan horse theory. You get somebody inside and break the system down from behind the walls, not on the outside. If we can't see what's going on, there's no way we can fight our enemy. All we know is we getting our ass kicked out here. We don't know their policies. We don't know their laws. We don't know their tactics. We don't know nothing. We have to have people on the inside to understand the strategy that's being brought against us. Because typically we take a position of emotion. We are here with untrained people. We don't know their codes. We don't know their talk. See, I came up in a household with a deputy sheriff. You know what I'm saying? And he had his fraternal brothers turn on him. You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't a yes type of man. You know what I'm saying? So that's maybe why I take a different approach is because I know my father had backbone and he didn't bend or break for nobody when it came to standing up. So when I do know that there's brothers out there that if you put your hands on another one of them, I'm gonna break your neck type of guy that's wearing the uniform and take the charges that come with it. I say, hey, I'm staying with you, brother. I know you in a part of a corrupt foundation, definitely. But the fact is, without you, we wouldn't know the things that we know. It's just like calling ourselves African American. Same system. How can we adapt the name when we know that the foundation of America was built on the execution of us? So if we're going to accept that title, we kind of being hypocritical by saying we can't be the police. But like I said, that brother understands, like the New York 5 or whoever, I can't think of the title they put on him, but the brother that stood in there and allowed the lies to be put on them young man, and he never spoke up. And it irked me like, yo, why don't you say something? You was in the room when they said they was going to do this to these kids. That fear of him knowing he was by himself and what was going to happen, losing his livelihood, probably being executed himself, was enough to paralyze him to where he didn't act. But when you get to the point to where you embrace death and you understand the struggle and you understand that, hey, me saying something, even us sitting here talking on this screen, we may feel as innocent, but you might talk on the subject that got somebody crazy sitting down the block from you with a trunk full of guns thinking they doing America a favor tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just being real. That's the threat that a lot of people are scared to stand up against. But at the same time, how long do you live in fear?
Let me chime in on that. Go to any presidential speech. Go to any senator speech. Go to anybody that's in politics and count how many times they use African American in them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, go ahead, Mr.
Well, I just want to feedback. Who was going next?
No, go ahead.
I just want to piggyback on Mr. Parks and what Mr. Strong said, coming from me being a cop star. You know, I have cops, I have FBI and SWAT in the family, and I went into the law, but I went into the legal side of that, dealing with the court cases. And it does come up against when you have people come into this in these fields, you want to do right. But in return of brotherhood, you up against others where they turn the blind eye and you trying to go do what's right, and you know what's right, and you speaking up. Here they go fighting against you. They doing things against you. Or you ain't for us enough. When you coming to do your job and doing what is good, your neighborhood and stuff good. Grandfather retired from the police force because he got tired of seeing all that craziness where newcomers was coming in the force, and he's trying to, and they like, oh, I'm a cop, I'm Billy Badass and all this type stuff, and I'm going to arrest this guy. And he was like, no, these kids don't do anything. Why are you harassing them? And don't nothing go on just because you see a person. And that's a lot of what's going on, a stereotype. And that's why I said, everybody, make sure your pants are still pulled on. Make sure you look presentable on it because they're stereotyping you regardless because you're black. So it comes a fight when you got good people trying to work good for the neighborhoods. You got still bad people that's part of corruption, and they're still the bad ones are outweighing good. They don't want to control everything, just like Congress is the ones to control everything over the president. Folks don't realize president, he's the force for, but Congress still got to veto everything.
And that's what I want to talk about as far as not only just what she just said about the Congress situation. Okay. Dude right now is putting everything in play and he just signing papers, and then guess what? Congress get it and still approve it because it's still happening. So we got to understand what side of the team or what teams or who suits in the same category. No different than Mr. Parks was talking about as far as uh people becoming cops and things like Strong. Y'all got backgrounds with people like that. I got backgrounds with military people, fraternity people, and cops in my family. You see what I'm saying? One last name don't make only one situation. But when we say we are a global community and people in our community become police officers, they do what they can. They can't do what they want. And when they realize that, they give us certain small little tidbits. We should be smart enough to figure it out. That's first thing. Because if you get a tip on something like they get, guess what they do? They figure everything else out, find some kind of way to get some kind of warrant on you, and then kick your doors in. So the tips always matter for what they actually try to give us. But we still can't take away, like Mr. Park said, the fact of it. I got so much information to where all these cops are the same uniforms, even from the KKK, certain fraternities, all these stuff resemble the same situations of individuals from not only other countries, but this country as well, because they blessed this country. It all looks the same. So yes, they're joining the KKK with these fraternities and fraternal orders of police and fraternal orders of everything. They are all connected to police shit, police stuff. Okay.
Yep.
So yes, once he become one of them situated, no different than the industry. Not saying all of them. People are individual situations of authority, and they refuse to play ball with them people. Them are the independent labels, like we dealing with the Eagle Flight Empire. Shout out to them. They not finna go through that situation and promote the music that's finna entice our kids to go back and forth to prison. And then you got this dude like back in our days used to tell us, well, give us a gun, it will keep you out of jail. You see what I'm saying?
Music.
Now
Go ahead,
you
Mr.
feel me?
Bennett.
Now you put them,
When we
you
started
get a
this
police
off,
officer a gun, you
do that.
become an informant, right?
What were you saying about being an informant?
You get the police a gun, you become an informant because they can pull up on you at any given time. That's why we was telling people, hey, especially you legal people, why would you have to give somebody a gun outside the streets if you ain't doing nothing crazy to get out of jail? And why would you do that? You just became unconsciously part of the system. So we got to take what we can for them. We ain't gonna shoot them all the way down, but we absolutely know that everything that they do know from our community, we're a global community, so they part of our community too. Ain't no we say global community. Guess what? It's one community, and we all part of that big spectrum of things, shakers and movers.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
They not gonna
Kind of
do
flip back onto
our job.
what Brother Strong be talking about. A lot of times I won't make a real strong stand on things because truth is subjective in America. Um, and when you think that you have it all figured out and you've bet everything on what you believe to be true, you find out that it's not. Right? Um, we need solutions, regardless of what's being said or what's being done in America. We need solutions, and when I say we, I mean those of us who are called Black or African Americans, or by whatever title they want to give us today or tomorrow. We need solutions, and Bro Prox, Bro Strong, Capone. This is what I'll acknowledge is true from what you have said, that I did not necessarily sign off on, but I will today. If we agree not to participate, then there's nothing no one can do to trap us. There's nothing they can do to deceive us. There's nothing they can do to mislead us, because we don't agree to accept whatever indoctrination they're peddling, or whatever false truth they're peddling. We can resist in that particular way. We can you hold the applause a little bit? We we oftentimes can't succeed because we find it difficult again to become unified. It's not that we are not willing to become unified individually, but it's very difficult for us to become unified. It's hard for us to hold the message long enough. It's long enough for it's hard for us to devote our attention long enough for it to become effective. With me? If and even if we wanted to do something, the message of what we are supposed to do isn't there, right? So if 100 of us wanted to participate on an issue, we haven't defined the issue specifically. And without a specific agenda, this is frustrating conversation, right? Because everybody on this panel has been hurt, abused, betrayed, bamboozled in some kind of way, and they got something to say about it, right? We've seen it happen to our moms and our dads and our brothers, our sisters, our uncles. We ourselves grew up and experienced the same thing, right? And we're still in need of the same thing that our parents were in need of. We're in need of a clear-cut agenda that we can agree upon. Once we have a clear-cut agenda that we can agree upon as a nation, because we are a nation. We say that we are not, but we are, right? We are a nation divided, right? But once we have a clear-cut agenda, that will disappear. It's already happening because of the generation that we live in right now. This generation is not our generation. They don't and they won't go for the shit that we went for and failed to. These jokers right here, they ready to die for nothing, right? They don't really have to have a reason. Just point them in a direction and say go. So when we finally do get a clear-cut initiative, a clear-cut agenda from whatever source it comes from, and we collectively agree to support it, it will be socioeconomic, yes, and that will incorporate education, yes. Can we afford the education that they impose upon us? No, right? Can we get with the socioeconomic agenda that they're pushing? No, we can't because we're not included in it, right? So when someone from our ranks rise up and puts out a agenda, then we can come back to this table, and I hope that it happens soon. We can come back to this table and start talking about things that we have accomplished rather than speculate on things that we can accomplish, right? We can make the decisions that we can raise our own children. Who can really stop us, right? We can make the decision that we won't raise our own food. We will meet resistance, but who can really stop us, right? Short of murdering everybody who tries, right? We can start our own industry. We're geniuses, and let's be honest. Any of us who are familiar with the real history of the United States know that the natives of this land are us, right? So we don't have to try and find a home in Africa. We don't have to try to find a place to be in some place other than the place we are, because we are exactly where they found us at. But we have accepted alternative histories. We have accepted alternative truths, and we try and find our standing in these alternative realities, and it don't work for us. and it will never work for us. But as long as we are fussing and fighting and arguing amongst each other, we're going nowhere, and they can continue to laugh at us because we are disoriented. We've always been disoriented because we have not decided to put forth an agenda. So here's my suggestion. My suggestion is, why don't we just determine a path for our people and let our people vote it up or down? Say, let's go or let's not go. Right? At least at that point, we can get past all of this. Not, I don't trust you, you don't trust me, I don't like you, you don't like me. Bullshit. The men on this panel, the men that have been on this panel, have the power to shut down violence from one coast to the other just by whispering the word. Right? Not only do we have the ability to usher peace at the utterance of a word, we also have the ability to usher war. That power has been in our community ever since we've been a community, and we don't do it because our mamas told us not to. Right? The love and the mercy and the compassion that America receives isn't because we're weak. It's because our mamas and our daddies told us that Jesus didn't want us to kill these people. And what we did is we said, fine, and we listened to our mamas and our daddies, and it's been peace because we allow peace to exist. Right? We're already dead and dying. You know, you can't come to our neighborhood and threaten us with death because we've never not been threatened with death. What's death to us? Right? We've always been soldiers. We've always been traumatic. Right? We've always been injured. Everything has always been taken. Right? We've always been raped. We've always been abused. We've always been beaten. We've always been murdered. Right? What is that to come to our neighborhood now and threaten us with that again? That has no effect in our hood. They don't understand it has no effect in our hood. But we know that it has no effect in our hood. Ultimately, what I'm saying is this. If we really want to make a change, then we have to agree to agree. It is the only way. It's why we failed in the first place, because we refused to agree to keep the law, the righteous law, if you would. And by not agreeing to keep the righteous law, we made ourselves or exposed ourselves to those who are unrighteous, right? We put ourselves on their playing field. So truth became lie, right? Help became treachery, right? No matter what you cannot have a good outcome if you cannot agree upon how you are to be moral and ethical. And you cannot have a society if you can't agree upon what is war and what is peace for you, right? You can't have a society if you cannot determine who is ally and who is enemy. And in terms of judgment, every African American knows from the core of their soul that it is our God-given duty to judge, but not to condemn. So we've long ago judged America and found it more than wanting, right? But for mercy's sake and for peace sake, we chose not to condemn, right? But the day may have to come. No, I will say it outright. The day does have to come where men are going to have to stand up and be men and simply say it like it is. If it's peace, let it be peace. And if it's war, let it be war. And when that day happens within the heart of our feeble brothers and sisters, then fine. I shouldn't be talking like this because I wasn't supposed to, right? I have agenda, I have things that I want to do with my life. And I did not want to forfeit my life on bullshit because I know my brothers and sisters are not ready to really take it to the street, so to speak. They're not ready to love each other, not ready to care for one another, not ready to help one another, not ready to stand with one another, not on real shit. We'll stand on some bullshit. Nigga, we'll flood the streets, kick in your door, kill your whole family on some bullshit.
Yeah.
But we won't show up the same way on some righteous shit. Right? And I've been told my mom I did not want to give my life for people who, if I did stand up with the people that we can stand up with, you know, I don't want to give my life. I didn't want to give my life. I didn't want to put my life out there like that. I didn't want to put my face and my name and my voice out there like that. Because I personally feel like Moses felt, you know, you get out there, you put your best out there for your brother, your sister, you get in between the enemy and the person who beating them down, you do what you got to do, and your people turn on you. Right? Now, brother, got to hit the desert, try to find some place to hide out for the next 80 years until he died. And that's how I feel that those of us who can leave feel like they're going to end up if they leave. Right? But I will devote the mind that God gave me and the resources that he's placed at my disposal, the influence I have, to the cause. But we got to agree on the law that we're going to follow for our people. Because if we are divided, all this talk don't mean shit for a divided people. Right? What does division mean? Division means that we refuse to keep a common set of rules by which we are governed. It teaches us how to treat one another. It teaches us how to treat our community. It teaches us how to police ourselves and how to police others. It tells us when it's time to exercise peace and when it's time to initiate war. If we can't make an agreement, verbal and otherwise, now that we're gonna stand for each other, then it ain't time for us to ride. It's a bunch of talk. You, and you right now today can say, you know what? Fuck how it turned out. I'm gonna stand for you, you stand for me. This is what we support. Right? Or we won't. If we do, God already wrote a law for us to follow. We know how to act. We didn't keep his law. Even though we say we don't want nothing to do with religion, I don't know a black man that don't keep the 10 Commandments. I just don't. I don't know a black man I can look at and say, cuss out God, and he'll do it. I don't know one I can tell to go and tell his mama and daddy, fuck you, and he gonna go do it. I don't know one of us I can say, hey man, let's go on our knees and worship a demon, and he gonna do it. I don't know a single solitary person that if I told, hey man, let's get together and go against that brother right there and lie on him until we destroy his whole family, his life, and everything, he gonna do it. We ain't gonna do it. We don't go. It's been ingrained in us to be righteous men and women. Do we have our shortcomings? Yeah, we have our shortcomings. But what they call good and evil and right and wrong is not good and evil and right and wrong for us. Because good and evil and right and wrong are determined by the 10 Commandments, not anything else. Period. End of story. Any person who can say out of their mouth, no, I'm not a murderer. No, I'm not a covetous person. No, I'm not a liar. No, I'm not whatever the top 7 are. Or yes, I do honor my father and my mother. All of those people can say, if I'm not righteous in your eyes, I'm righteous in God's eyes. And he's the only one that counts. Anybody who does this can say, yes, I am holy in God's eyes. even if I'm not holier than yours. They're not the standard anyway. People say that people can't be perfect, but God said we can be perfect if we keep his command. Which of us haven't kept his command? Right? Now, if I tried to have my righteousness based on some law that some other person done wrote, or some truth, or some, I don't know, that other people are bringing out, then fine. No, I can never be righteous. I can never be holy. I can never be perfect. But as
Billy,
far
I'm
as
ringing the
God is
bell.
concerned,
I'm ringing the bell, Billy. I'm ringing the bell. This
hey,
is 17
as far
minutes.
as God is concerned, we can do
17
that.
minutes. It's just
Wait,
17
brother.
minutes. I'm
We
ringing the
might
bell
as
on
well.
your ass.
We can
I'm
talk about
done.
bullshit, or we
I'm
can talk about. Tell me what you're talking about, then. What you talking about?
done
Bring it
with
on.
you,
Let's see
Billy.
what you got to add to it.
I ain't got nothing to add. I got a headache, Billy.
You got a headache.
What?
You were saying a lot of good shit.
We got 50,000 black people missing every fucking year, and you telling me you got a headache?
I love you, Billy. I love you, Billy. But damn, Billy.
Y'all know what my stance is now. I done said it. I done let the cat out the bag. I let the cat out the bag. And from now on, I'm going to try to be as quiet and as ignorant as possible.
Hey, look at, hey, let me.
He gonna jump in.
Hey, let me jump in real quick, Uncle Selwyn, if you don't mind, sir.
His poison, Mr. Jones, like,
I ain't mean it. I was just kidding.
Hey, this the after box. Hey, he got, hold up. He got tired. I leave it well on him. Boy, he wailed on him. He just said, hey, I'm done.
Ring the bell.
He said, ring the bell. Ring the bell. He was rope-a-dope. He was rope-a-dope, man. He was like this.
You were waiting on him. You were waiting
on him.
Oh, Mr. Strong was waiting on him. He was waiting to get in there. Look, let's let Mr. Strong get his notes in, and then once Mr. Strong
he bucked up the ass.
Really go pour the blood, Jesus. Lord, I had never seen my
Hey, son, you was
y'all done made my boss man go get a blood. Y'all done made my boss man get a blood. I know
he's swinging. Well,
hey man, he definitely.
I knew something was wrong with him. I knew something was wrong with him.
Oh, me.
He said a lot though, man.
He did, Katie. He said about
he said a whole bunch, man, that made a whole lot of sense. That man down there with 6 cigarettes in his mouth. Hey,
I gotta put that on.
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus!
Hey, man, it's Mr. Stokes. I gotta.
I know I smoked the whole cigarette.
You touched on a whole lot of stuff, man, that I have to agree on 110% wholeheartedly, man. When we come to breaking that ultimate law in policy, when we turned our back on the divine purpose, we allowed ourselves to become prey for what we're suffering now. And as far as agendas and unifying the people, due to the diversity of our cultural makeup, and I mean this, we can't group each other together. It's blind to think that all white people think the same, all black people think the same, that there isn't division of purpose and division of cause and their whys. You know, in a crowded room, everybody has their why for why they're there. You know, you're going to have people that believe to take a financial approach. You're going to have people that believe in an educational approach. You're going to have people that believe in a physical approach. All of these different approaches make up the body, the heart, the lungs, the stomach, the brain, the this, that, and the third. Collectively, they all serve a purpose. Even if the stomach can't understand what the lungs is doing, so from over here, it looked like the lungs ain't doing shit. or that they're not together. And I'm not saying this is what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of times we look at the picture as in nothing is being done, people aren't coming together, specific goals and things of that nature. These things are going on behind the scenes, you know, like you and your organizations that's dealing with the veterans and things of that nature. Y'all are making whatever progress y'all are making in that area. We don't see it because I'm not immediately wrapped into veteran affairs. So I don't know what's going on. So whereas I may look at you and be like, man, they ain't working on shit over there. They ain't got nothing going on. The truth is, I can't devalue y'all effort to what's going on to the overall picture. You know, and for me, like when I try to promote people to put forth their individual effort, like I said, one person changing who they are in the world changes the dynamic, you know, because other people are looking at that person. Other people are, whether they know it or not. That's why integrity is so important. Doing what's right, even when you know when you think nobody's looking. You know what I'm saying? If I stand on what I believe in, which is the principles of the Most High, and I'm moving according to these principles, people that see me and feel that my life holds some type of value will follow that example. You know, and it may be totally different from what somebody over here believes, and they feel that my efforts are causing more harm than good. So they fight. They change their direction and their attention on what they're focusing on to try to stop me from doing my effort. You know, and that just fucked up the whole event because the stomach was trying to stop the lungs from bringing in air because the stomach didn't know what the lungs were doing. So it then changed its whole attention and started fighting the lungs now. So now that the body is fighting itself, eventually death is our only solution, our only outcome. You know, but when we can learn to appreciate what each and every organ, organization, group, club, or whatever it is has going on, then we can understand we're fighting enemies both foreign and domestic. You know, we're fighting those outside of our community as well as those within our communities. You know, it's all systematic. You know, when you understand the systems, then you understand how to disrupt them or how to bring them together. See, we imitate a lot of things and we go through a whole lot of cycles. We have it's 8 billion people in the world, which means there's 8 billion different thought processes who are all operating off of borrowed information, borrowed philosophies, things that have been passed down forever. So the beginning of knowledge is to know you know nothing at all. We're all blindly operating off of faith and things we've seen, our belief systems that we hope will make a change and make a difference. I can't say 30 people gonna stand up when I stand up in a room, but does that mean that I continue to stand on my knees because I know I'm gonna stand by myself? Or does that mean that I die holding my head high and hope that I was influential in my walk? You know, I didn't start moving. I've joined plenty of organizations, and a few of them, very few of them have stayed united the whole time. You know, there was internal chaos, conflict, whatever else the case was going on, but that never changed my why. I simply continued moving. Eventually I outgrew some, eventually some feel that they outgrew me, whatever the case may be, I'm still on this mission. It doesn't matter.
That's why we need our own charter. And the reason I say charter is because we can't understand governmental law, but we can't understand what a charter is. Right? That's why we need our own charter that we can agree upon as a people too. Once we have something we can agree to.
Y'all save that, save some of that, save some of that, save some of that food for later.
Mr. Jones,
we're gonna have a feast next week. We'll have feast next Sunday. Next Sunday. Sunday, we gonna eat good, so bring your appetite because we're gonna continue this. You know what I'm saying? This what exactly what we read right here. We want to finish there. We're gonna start off next Sunday. We gotta pay the bills real quick. You know what I'm saying? We gotta gotta pay the bills, man.
We've been having a good thing. I gotta get our sponsor stuff in here. So
yeah,
I'm gonna be right back in a brief second so I can pay the bills on our sponsorship. So we get our sponsors in here and everybody know who sponsor us on the Solution Radio podcast show. We'll come back. We're gonna close it out and let you guys, end like we always do. Hopefully let you guys say your last remarks and then me and him will close out the show. So we'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Be right back.
Indeed.
For all the girls I've loved
Son TV
before.
Network. Proud sponsor of the Solution Radio, streaming. Live on Roku television every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hey, this your girl, Lady Red. Just letting you know if you want to be a sponsor or you would like to put your ad on the Solution Radio podcast show, hit us up at WRTSradio1 at gmail.com. Once again, that is WRTSradio1 at gmail.com. And leave your information. We're waiting to hear from you. Hey, this your girl, Lady Red. Just letting you know if you want to be a sponsor or you would like to put your ad on the Solution Radio podcast show, hit us up at WRTSradio1 at gmail.com. Big We Global Community Organization and Unity is an organization driven to help people no matter the race, creed, age, or religious background. They're here to help all men and women. So tap in with the Big We organization today, also sponsored by the Solution Radio Podcast Show. Artisan Global Records Empire, better known as AGE, run by our very own Billy Stokes, is also the proud sponsor of the Solution Radio Podcast Show.
Yeah.
Artisan Global Records Empire, better known as AGE, run by our very own Billy Stokes, is also the proud sponsor of the Solution Radio Podcast Show.
All right, and we
Indeed.
back. It was running over. We got to make sure we get those sponsors in there. Everybody see who sponsors out. So shout out again to Fifth Sun Television, our sponsor AGE, Mr. Billy Stokes, our president, Big We Global Community Network, and of course myself, Lady Red Entertainment, and Eagle Flight Network. So Pope, let's gonna wrap it up and get everybody out of here.
All right, we passed the 2 hour mark, but as we always do, we want to get shots out, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to start in order. Mr. Strong is next to me, so I'm going to go in order. We'll let you get your shots out and do what you got to do.
Peace, love, and blessings into our entire global community. And if you're willing to stand up and make a change, go to www.thebigweglobal.org and take the pledge. To do nothing, we can expect nothing. It's time for a change. Enough's enough. Be the difference. Be the change. No amount is too little.
Indeed. Okay, in order, Mr. Carlos Parks, I know you came in a little late. We're going to shoot to you real quick, give your shots out, you know what I'm saying? It's mic muted.
The muted, Carlos.
Okay.
There you go.
I'd like to shout out, everybody who's incarcerated, man, or who's recently come home. You know, I'm a fighter for criminal justice reform and reentry. Free them all. And what's our call? Free them all.
Indeed. OG Capone in the building, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. You know, I know you want to get your shots out. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm good. I'm gonna let Uncle say it. I'm let Mr. Jones go ahead and get his style out.
Mr. Jones? Oh, okay. Well, go ahead.
I want to holler. I want to shout out Nuke and Nene down there in the bayou.
Yes,
Got that head on.
He got that head on like West Side.
Uncle Selwyn 929. Instagram, Facebook, you name it. Holler at your boy. as I always say, dream, breathe, and let's deliver a better world.
Indeed. West Side.
I had to have the solo shout out. It's gonna be so funny. We go back.
Oh man. Hey, okay, Mr. Billy Stokes, go ahead and get your shots out.
I knew he was a shark long before he pulled that hat out. So he done told it on himself. He done pulled out the shark hat. He was born to eat them up. Hey, look, it was a pleasure having met all of you people, all of you, all the I almost call you guys contestants, all the members of the board today. I think that all of you have greatness in you, and that God has appointed each and every one of you for great things, because you have been numbered with what I perceive to be some great people.
Right.
Indeed. KD, go ahead,
Okay,
spit your mathematics out there.
Well, you know, that's all I could do, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and send a shout out to all y'all up here on this platform, man. And I appreciate y'all giving the Big We opportunity to do what it needs to be done on this network, man. And I'm gonna give a few good shout outs to the Big We within too, as far as the penitentiaries and things like that. A lot of people don't know that we're in there, not only in Indiana and Illinois, but we out there in that South too, and them brothers is staying strong in there. So, you know, with the reentry thing, hey, I'm all for it. That's my ball really right now. That I'm focusing on is trying to help a lot of brothers in the penitentiaries come home. And with this platform, hey, we here for global domination of unity. Everything else is irrelevant. Let's rock.
Most definitely. We appreciate you guys. Later, Red, you want to give yours real quick?
Shout out to my White Hair Dolls, my models, all my ATE family, LRE family, and EFE family, and everybody else that's part of our networks, TV and film. You know, just pray that everybody be safe and see another day, and see y'all next Sunday. Oh, one thing, make sure y'all go vote for me. I'm glad Mr. Billy did say something about contesting. Your girl is contesting in the Maxim magazine, so y'all can go vote for me every day. I am not patting myself on the back, but only black in the lineup, and I'm number 5. So I'm in the contest to win $100,000, guys. So
what you doing?
Post the link.
What you doing? What you doing?
Modeling magazine. I seen you the info. I'll make sure I get everybody the link. You guys go.
Yeah. I like to give me the info. I like to check that out.
We'll put that in the private chat. I want to give one more shouts out to somebody he's watching, but he's not on the panel. Mr. Ike Taylor himself, he's watching. He commented in the private chat. You know what I'm saying? Big shouts out to Ike Taylor. You know what I'm saying, for chiming in and here, you know, kicking it with us. You know, so you know what I'm saying? Big influence. Much respect. He got out of here as soon as he heard the name, but yeah. Hey, look, y'all. Big shouts out to God for bringing us all together. Without the Most High, we would not be doing what we're doing right now. You know, all of the panel, everybody that's on the show. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate everybody that comes to the show as always. What we do. You know what I'm saying? My lovely co-host, Lady Red. You know she finna bring the red zone out. So y'all stay tuned for that.
Yeah, y'all stay tuned, artists. Y'all tap in with Solution Radio. You know, the red zone's coming back. It's on location, and we got everybody. So we want these artists to tap in so people know who you are. Everybody don't know who you are, just your city. You know, got to be known worldwide.
Yeah, we're gonna have a show with some I was surprised, y'all. All y'all artists stay tuned in, because we're gonna have a lot of things to post for y'all to get opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And without further ado, we're gonna get up out of here, man. It's been real tonight. You enjoyed yourself, Lady Red?
I did. I'm glad everybody tuned in. Mr. Jones always bring the battle. I love when him and Mr. Billy come together. We're gonna have to spin off a show with him and Mr. Billy.
You took the word right out of my mouth. Stokes and Jones. We're gonna call it. We're gonna call it.
Bring it every time, but Mr. Jones be like, he a silent killer too. You know.
Hey, y'all stay tuned for that. It might be a show with Stokes and Jones.
Jones and
Stokes and Jones.
Let's go on out of here. Let's go to bed and get some stuff going on. Get this music for the Empire side.
That's right. Most definitely. No, that's right. We love y'all, man. Y'all be good. We out.
This your boy T-Pole. This the New Solution Radio podcast show. And if it ain't AGELREEFE and the family, I'ma keep saying it till I get tired. Overstand, leg up. This your boy T-Pole. This the New Solution Radio podcast show. And if it ain't AGELREEFE and the family, I'ma keep saying it till I get tired. Overstand, leg up.